A former teacher at the Arkansas Arts Academy that was arrested last month in Washington County has now been arrested in Benton County. Let's talk about it. So I'm just going to preface this by saying there is a lot of information that I'm going to share. If you don't want to listen to all that information and you just want the long story short is that he has been charged now with over 20 counts of sexually grooming of students, minors. But like I said, if you want to listen to all the details, then we can get into that now. So Robert Beard was arrested in Washington County after he picked up a former student from a dance in Springdale. Now, it turned out that former student was a student that he had inappropriate contact with, an inappropriate predatory relationship with. Now, after that arrest, it seems like more information came out from other children who were prior students of Robert Beard at the Arkansas Arts Academy. Now, I do want to say on the behalf of Arkansas Arts Academy, Robert Beard was no longer employed at the school when he was arrested. Even the first time, he had already been dismissed from the school. So these are students that he had previously when he was employed at the school. So according to the Rogers Police Department, he was arrested, January 17th, like I said, in Springdale. That's when they found out about that. But on January 22nd, they were advised that students had came forward at the school and talked about how Robert Beard had previously sent out inappropriate pornographic images to students in the form of a Flash Player gaming archive, as well as took a Rice purity test with them in class and discussed sexual positions with students in class. And if your jaw is not on the floor yet, it will be, just you wait. So apparently, as part of, I guess he taught some sort of computer class. As part of that computer class, he sent out a link for a Flash Player archive that contained some sort of game or typing game or whatever, but it also contained pornography that students were able to pull up. It was a link to an Adobe Flash, and it was sent out by the students sent out to the students on September 21st, 2022. It was sent out to so many students, and he also had to put in his administrative password to even be able to send it out because there was a firewall system. Now, I literally know very little about computers. I don't know anything about anything that any of this is saying. I'm just telling you what Rogers Police Department is saying occurred. A list of students was provided that this link was sent out to. 64 of those students were 13 years or younger at the time that they were in Robert Beard's classroom and would have received these pornographic materials. Fast forward to February 3rd, the investigators were able to speak with some students. They spoke with certain students, and certain students said, yes, they received the link. Robert warned them that there was inappropriate games on the application and not to go on them. But like, you're telling kids, like, hey, I'm sending out this link. It's got all this stuff on it. Like, this is the one thing I want you to do, but ignore all that other stuff because it's inappropriate. And you're expecting teenagers not to look at that. Bullcrap. That's just not the way it happens. Anybody that has a teenager knows that's not the way it's going to happen. Apparently, several students also told that during a planning period or whatever, when students would go into Robert Beard's classroom, or even during lunch, when students would go into Robert Beard's classroom, he would discuss inappropriate content with them, sexual positions, and also did a purity test with them that he even shared his score for. So the way the Rice purity test works is that the lower your score, the more deviant you are, and it asks questions. I'm going to go through some of these. They're so inappropriate to be asking for students to do, and also like sharing your score as an adult. Some of them are mild questions and some of them are not. Held hands romantically, been on a date, been in a relationship, danced without leaving room for Jesus, kissed a non-family member on the lips, French kissed in public, kissed on the neck, kissed horizontally, given or received a hickey, kissed or been kissed on the breast, kissed someone below the belt, kissed for more than 2 hours consecutively, played a game involving stripping, seen or been seen by another person in sensual contact, pleasured yourself to a picture or video, pleasured yourself while someone else was in the room, been caught pleasing yourself with an inanimate object, seen or read pornographic material, massaged or been massaged sensually, gone through the motions of intercourse while fully dressed, undressed, or been undressed by a member of the preferred sex, showered with a member of that sex, fondled or had your butt cheeks fondled or had your chest fondled, fondles or had your genitals fondled, had or given blue balls climaxed due to someone else's manipulation, sent an explicit text or instant message, sent or received an explicit photograph, engaged in explicit activity over video chat, cheated on a significant other during a relationship, purchased contraceptives, gave oral, used drugs, been sent to the office or principal, dean, or whatever for disciplinary infraction, been on disciplinary probation or suspension, urinated in public, gone skinny dipping, gone streaking, seen a stripper, had the police called on you, run from police, had the police question you, had the police handcuff you, been arrested, been convicted of a crime, been convicted of a felony, committed an act of vandalism, had intercourse 3 or more times in one night, had intercourse 10 or more times, had intercourse in 4 or more positions, had intercourse with a stranger or a person you met within 24 hours, had intercourse in a motor vehicle, intercourse in an outdoors, intercourse in public, intercourse in a swimming pool or hot tub, intercourse in bed not belonging to you or your partner, intercourse while you or your partner's parents were in the same home, intercourse with non-participating third party in the same room, joined Mile High Club, participated in a booty call, traveled 100 more miles for the purpose of intercourse, had intercourse with a partner 3 or more years age difference, intercourse with a virgin, intercourse without protection, had an STI or suspicion of an STI, had a threesome, attended an orgy, had 2 or more distinct acts of intercourse with 2 or more people within 24 hours, had intercourse with 5 or more partners, been photographed or filmed during intercourse, and then there's a few more that I don't even want to talk about. But the point is that it's so incredibly inappropriate for a teacher to do this test. And then also, like I said, share his score and then say that his score was his score because he had some wild events during his college years. Also, like on the subject of sexual positions, he told them like which positions were better for like what the AF are you doing? These are children. They are children. So basically, like I said, a lot of students were questioned. A lot of students said that they did receive the link. They did not click on the link. Maybe they saw another person click on the link and saw that there was an unclothed person there. Maybe they clicked on the link themselves, just because they're teenagers, is what they're going to do. But that is how all of that went and how Robert Beard ended up being charged with 25 counts of grooming. Now, here's the thing. 25 counts of grooming, they're D felonies, unfortunately. I think that this is just going to be something that, fitting with the case in Washington County, hopefully helps to lock this person up. Of course, there is the new law. It's 2025. So anything that happens this year or after, or any charges that are filed this year or after, I believe he's going to have to serve a good portion, if not all of his sentence. So there is that if he is convicted and sentenced to prison. But obviously this is a predator and it's just sick. It's just freaking sick, in my opinion. What do you think?